Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Infinite Roleplay. I will be the GM this time and not an actual player. Surprise, surprise. Today our players will be playing Sinkhole. Alright, Sinkhole is an adventure where the players are part of an adventuring guild that were hired by Mayor Gills. Mayor Gills is a mayor of the farming community known as Black Oak Fields. There's been a lot of incidents in Black Oak Fields, a lot of animals going missing, entire crop fields being overturned, and just sinkholes happening sporadically around the community, just destroying the land. No one in Black Oak Fields knows exactly what's going on, and they're in dire help of what in the... Let's mute that. Like I was saying, nobody in Black Oak Fields knows exactly what's going on. Almost like me, who doesn't know exactly what's going on. So we're going to go to our players and let them introduce themselves and their characters.
Oh, apparently I'm first. Sorry, I was on a different screen. Anyway, I'm Josh from Art at D20. I will be playing Declan Carr tonight. He is a he is an elf rogue. He's kind of crazy. I've given him a chaotic neutral alignment, so it should be fun to play. I'm looking forward to playing in my first game here with Infinite Roleplay. It should be very, very fun. I like this guy's play style. I've never really played in a game he's GM'd, but I've heard he's a good GM, so let's do this thing.
Alright, my name is Chester Murray, and I am playing Varys Nilo. He is a druid wood elf, and he's a bit of a loner, kind of being a druid, but because of some things that happened in his past, he kind of tends to stay a bit quiet more than usual, and yeah, I guess that's me.
There. I'm Jim. I'm going to be playing Nevatosh, the Wild Mage Sorcerer. And Nevatosh comes from a small cult where they believed that through their bloodline, the destroyer of the world would show up. Unfortunately, when I was born, they found me full of magical power. But as I grew, it turned out it was actually only more for passive helping of other people rather than real destruction.
Alright, and I'm playing Ezradane. He is a half-elf fighter, so you can kind of see how he fits into this group. And he is kind of also soft-spoken, but he typically tends to do his speaking with his greatsword. And yeah.
Okay, so you...
Sorry, just clearing my throat, man.
Alright, so you heroes, and we use the term heroes loosely, are part of one of the many adventuring guilds. These adventuring guilds are always getting, small missions and things and allocating them to what they think is the appropriate skill level of adventurers that they have available to them. The guild has a bounty board, adventure board, whatever you would like to call it. It's usually at the end of the guild. The guild has the guild halls are large stone constructions, looking almost like a keep. It's a large tower, a few walls around it, courtyard. In the courtyard, a lot of adventurers get together and they train. some of the more senior ones trained some of the more lower skilled individuals. And in this courtyard, there's a stone road that leads straight to the large portcullis area, all the way back to the tower. There are several bounty boards on this road, um, and you gentlemen have all happened about the bounty to Black Oak Fields. That there is an investigation that needs to take place, and oh, and a phone ringing that needs to be answered. Just give me 1 second.
Nice.
Commercial break.
So
Intermission already.
come across this thing called a phone, and I have no idea what that is, but
Evil magic device, destroy it now!
Forgive me about that, gentlemen. That was father calling about my brother that we let you know about earlier. So real quick, as I was saying, that there's a bounty board. You individuals have all gotten copies of the bounty going to Black Oak Fields. Black Oak Fields. There's only a few hundred gold that they've mustered, but it's more of an investigative mission than anything to find out exactly what's happening, because they do not know what is happening to their community. So if you gentlemen would like to narrate how you're getting together, or narrate what you would be doing in this courtyard, and allow me a minute just to step away, go right ahead.
Well, I'm in the courtyard right now, basically just fixing broken hafts of staves, fixing arrows, taking care of basically being the cleaning bitch. I have noticed this bounty, and I'm very interested in it, but I'm looking more for somebody. Basically, I'm soft and squishy, and I'm looking for something nice and metal to put between me and whatever else might end up actually being there.
That's why I would be sitting next to you. Half elf fighter. I'm big and tall, lots of metal armor on me. So right now in the courtyard, I would kind of just be standing there, smoking a pipe and working on polishing my helmet, which one of my horns on it has actually broken off in a previous battle. So I'm trying to see if I can somehow connect it back, or at least clean it up to not look so disheveled.
Do you have the other part of the horn?
Yes.
Hand it to me.
Alrighty.
Cool. I take it, put it on, just cast mending, and hand it right back to you together.
That works.
And I look at you, throw my head over to the side. You want to do it? Do you want to go over and take care of that?
I'm down if you're down. Hopefully you can throw a few spells over my back. Watch my back for me. I'll
If
make
we
sure I
work
can
together,
get in between you and the
definitely know.
monsters.
If we work together, you definitely know that that helping you is what I'm good at.
Alright, I'll get between us and the uglies, so keep you safe.
I'm looking around at the other guys, and excuse me. And what is everybody else doing right now?
you would see a kind of a tall wood elf off in the square, just a little ways, and he's wearing kind of black studded leather armor, and he seems to be juggling for a group of children, smiling and tossing As he's juggling these balls, he tosses them out to him, and they toss him back. It's all he really seems to be doing at the moment. If anybody was perceptive enough, they would know a couple of these children are actually pickpocketing, passing by strangers, people who are new in town, and, giving him his cut in the balls that they're throwing back.
You see my character just sitting completely still at the fountain, not even moving an inch, not blinking, nothing. He's just sitting there, and a bird would come fly and land on one of the deer antlers that he has on his head, and another would come and land on his shoulder, and he slowly reaches into his pouch and pulls out some seed and just holds it out on his hand, and a few more birds come and land in his hand, starts eating the feed.
Sorry about that, gentlemen. So, yeah. Everybody done with their intros?
Yeah, pretty much. Everything okay with you, brother?
Yeah. I had to make some food, real quick. Make my brother a sandwich. He just got admitted to the hospital. And it's actually nighttime out here, so kitchen's closed. Anyways, so yeah. Once you guys all meet, you're brought horses, carriages, courtesy of the guild, to take you on your way. There are even a few, for lack of a better word, squires. Lower level trainees that are going with you not to interfere or anything, but just to watch you guys work and to handle some of the supplies and sharpening of weapons on the road. They take care of setting up the camp, starting the campfire, things that they need to learn how to do to survive some of these missions. They are practicing with you, gentlemen. You guys are basically just abusing them. It's like a hazing thing. They help you get to Black Oak Fields. On your way there, the road there doesn't seem to be too much going on that's wrong. You passed maybe one large sinkhole that you see. Some of the trees have collapsed inward into the sinkhole. And you're greeted there not by a very large procession, but a small procession of some of Mayor Guild's farmhands. By the time you arrive there, it's about midday. Sun is high up in the sky. It's a little hot, but there's about half a dozen people playing various instruments. None of them really well together. They seem to be all playing individual songs. The mayor is like, "Yes, welcome, welcome. I am so glad to see you, gentlemen. You are from the Adventurers Guild, are you not? You must be. Knew you were coming. I knew you were coming."
Yes, we made fairly good time. What's going on?
Ah, well, that is of course why we hired you, isn't it? Come, please. Let's go to my office where we can speak in relative quiet.
Great idea. Lead the way. What's wrong with this guy?
So, he leads you, and some of the people are following, trying to make a parade of this, welcoming you into their humble community, and he's trying to, as best as he can, shoo them away without you noticing. But of course, you notice. It's quite obvious. You go through the community. There's a few small houses, a few small, a very small tavern with an inn on top of it. There's a small blacksmith with just horseshoes and farming implements. They don't craft any weapons or armor in this small village. There seems to be a butchery there, but it's devoid of meat. Basically, they have very old carcasses there. There are flies flying around, and you would notice that the butcher is terribly depressed and sad sitting there. He's not cutting up any fresh cuts. He's not butchering anything. He's literally sitting there twiddling his thumbs until you happen upon what in this community is the largest house. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Step into my house. This is my home. I welcome you to my home. He goes in, and it's a pretty humble foyer. But in this community, it does look about a step above the community. Please follow me to my office. And you go to his office, which is just another room inside of this two-story home. It's on the first floor. He has a humble little couch made with animal hides and leathers. Nice oak desk. A little bit more refined than what you would think a small place like this would call for. And he goes, "Aha, yes, adventurers, please take a seat, my friends."
How many chairs are there?
They're couches.
Oh, okay. I'll go sit on the left end of one of the couches.
I prefer to stand kind of with my back to the wall.
Don't mind him. He's just a little antsy.
Oh, as are we all, gentlemen. With what's going on in the community, it's got everyone a little uppity, if you will.
At this point, I'll kind of like move my cloak around my back so that he can clearly see the hilt of my greatsword behind my shoulder.
So, yes, clearly, quite a seasoned adventurer you are you not? Yes. Hopefully, we wouldn't have any need for that, but
I just kind of smile and laugh, rolling a coin between my fingers. You might not want to do that. You're going to make the poor guy piss himself.
I just like to be able to reach my weapon if I need it.
as you say,
Don't
piss
we all?
himself. He seems to take offense, but a little bit too frightened to voice an offended opinion. He looks at you. Myself piss. Wow, that's.
Does he start to argue the point? At that point,
Slightly.
I kind of look at my hand and just kind of just lay it on the hilt of one of the daggers on my belt.
Gentlemen, please.
I realize that everybody is trying to show off their weapons to a man who's already scared to death of us. Sir, okay. You said you needed us. Tell us what you need, and we can be on our way to take care of whatever your problem is.
All right, gentlemen. Yes. Well, I put out the bounty because there's things happening in the community and the surrounding farms that are the lifeblood of Black Oak Fields. I came here to build up this village. It's so much potential, so many great people here, but I don't know what's going on. It's entire fields are being overturned and animals are going missing. The cattle, the swine. It all started with Billy's swine farm. They all went missing. I mean, honestly, Billy was never the brightest of gentlemen, but I mean, his whole operation was just destroyed. Even his home sunk into the earth. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on.
I just pull a pipe out of my pocket and look at him very annoyed and just mutter under my breath, "Get on with it."
Okay. What I need from such grand adventurers as yourselves is I would like you to find out what's going on. Not only have animals been going missing, but lately some of the villagers are disappearing, and they're not leaving Black Oaks. Unless they're deciding to abandon their families.
What do you mean disappearing? From where? Their homes? The fields?
From they've been working their land and never coming back. They've leaving their homes to never return. And some of them,
Or they're
like I
just
said
part of
with
this asshole.
like I said with Billy's farm, it's sunk into a hole, and after that we haven't seen him or his young daughter. It's a little unnerving.
Well, where is Billy's farm? We could take a look.
So he just directs you to the general location. It's maybe a hour or two travel. It's not very far.
Well, is there anything in town that you need to show us before we leave?
Um, Here we seem to have. He takes a breath to sort of center himself. The the facade he was trying to portray earlier is apparently gone. He's trying to regain himself again. Here in the town, we have been okay. There's nothing happening in town. We're just suffering from whatever's going on in the farm areas. We haven't had any meat for the butcher to trade. We haven't gotten any pelts, any wool. It's a serious problem. The barley fields have been completely overturned. We have I commissioned the building of an entire distillery, and that has had to been put to a complete halt. It's killing our town. So, so if you gentlemen would just please resolve the issue for us.
Well, I guess we can handle it. About midday right now, you say?
Yeah.
Well, we can make it there in an hour, and if we find anything, we could make it back in an hour. Find out what else we could do from there. Maybe follow some clues. Come back in time for dinner. Yeah, guys.
I need a drink first.
First.
Oh, of course.
All right. Oh, wait. The distillery isn't built yet. You can't get one.
I'm sure the tavern has something.
Water. Let's go.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
Well, he just sounds excited, doesn't he?
You were about to say something, Chester?
Well, I was just gonna say my character's gonna immediately turn and leave this room because he is just extremely disgusted about all the animal pelts and the wood being, turned into a desk, and he's just about as all he can stand, and so he just actually just goes on out the house and is waiting for everybody else outside.
Did I mention I'm wearing a vest made of leather?
Well, he's wearing leather as well. Like, he understands the fact that, yes, we need to kill animals to, we need it. It's just he has, this isn't for need, this is for decoration, and so that's why he doesn't like it.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead.
So you gentlemen are going to leave the house and head towards Billy's farm?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it an hour ride with our horses or an hour walk?
No, it's about an hour walk.
Okay.
I do comment, shortly before the pissed off guy leaves, nice desk. Walk out.
It's like, well, thank you. Thank you. So he escorts you out, wishes you farewell, and closes his door.
Yeah, as soon as we get out, I look at the others. I've got to figure out a way to steal that desk.
So you guys start heading towards Billy's farm. You're getting your assistance, or are you gonna just walk over there?
The like squires and stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll just slow us down.
Oh, but
I'll holler for them.
no.
You there, slaves, come.
Ezra Dane, they are here to learn. Put me on my horse.
Some of them, they scare. He's like, slaves, come, and then they start to run past you, and you just billow out, "Put me on my horse!" And they stop. Oh yes, yeah. So yes, sir. Well, get the horses. The horses. He's calling over to one of the other youngins. Basically, they're only about 15, maybe 16 years old. Get that horse! Come on! So they bring over your horse. He kneels halfway in front of you and cups his hands over his knee to help you mount your horse. He's like, don't forget the other guy.
Jump up on the horse.
Looks
Thank
up to you and smiles and
Pat him
wipes
on the
his
head.
he wipes his hands on his leg and then starts running over.
Oh, I'm gonna. As he does that, he reaches down to wipe his hands off. I just wave my hand toward his leg and use prestidigitation to clean it off.
Oh, thank you, sir. You see, and he elbows the kid the young man that brought the horse, and I was like, you see, that's class. Trust me, we're gonna learn a lot from these guys. And, he starts running over to the wood elf, and he's like, what can I do for you, sir?
Oh yeah, all those bags that you carried, we're taking them with us. Come on. I packed like a diva for this, just because we're bringing them.
Why don't you have them go inside and bring the desk out as well?
There's actually a parcel. There's a parasol, all kinds of weird shit that I will not even use. And 3 of you, go get the mayor's desk.
He's kidding. We'll pick it up on our way out of town.
Oh,
Yes,
no,
sir.
kidding.
And the one that was kissing up earlier, he starts elbowing another one. He's like, this guy's prepared. You gotta know, right? Put that down. Write that down. Always be prepared. He's prepared for every eventuality. There you go. That's how you do it. So they're gathering up all the equipment and just hopping up on their mules and then pulling the cart full of junk. And you start riding to Billy's farm. It only takes about half the time if you ride casually, and if you want to speed it up, it'll only take a few minutes, like 10, maybe 15 minutes. If you'd like to push your steeds.
I don't think we're in a hurry.
No, but I'm still going to push my steed and push those guys while somewhat simultaneously making them keep everything safe, including the entire crate of empty inkwells.
Yeah, the cart does slow you down. Like just on the horses, you could probably get there in just a few minutes. Pushing your horses, riding hard. So some of them get off the seat on the cart towards the back of this mound of stuff, and they're trying to balance themselves. And you know what, Josh, if you would like to give me a D20 roll to see if they can maintain themselves on the cart.
Sure. You want me to use dice stream or dice?
No, for this one we can do regular dice if you'd like.
Okay. That will be a 5, so apparently not.
Yeah, one of them falls off, and he's like, ah! He twists his ankle, and it's the one that was kissing up.
Do I hear anything, in the cart break?
No, everything in the cart was actually tied down fairly well. They were practicing brand new knots they learned, and they've got everything really secure. But the one that was trying to show off and sucking up, he got up off his chair, talked someone else to get up, and while he was climbing on the thing, trying to be a show off, fell off of the cart as you were riding.
Turn around, stop my horse, turn around, look at them. That's why you need to work on your climbing dexterity. Now get up, walk it off, and just keep on going.
Yes, sir. Yes. As he's limping in pain, and you hear him squeal with every other step. It's no problem, sir. No, I've got this. And he gets back up on the cart, and the others try to help him up. And while they're helping him up, a few giggle at him.
I look at over one of the others. I think that guy broke his ankle.
So you continue on until you see in the distance there's a fairly large farmhouse, but it's halfway into the ground. Half of it is in the ground, the other half is sticking out of the ground. It's sitting at about a 50, 45-degree angle. The ground around it seems to be overturned. There's several smaller sinkholes around this very large one. And, that you can't miss it. That has to be Billy's farm.
By George, I think we found it.
I'm just gonna jump off my horse and just kind of start like swinging my arms around, loosening up. Just have like an excited grin on my face.
I look back at the army of idiots we brought with us and randomly point at one of them. You there! Walk into that house.
No. I jumped off, I get off my horse.
The one who twisted his ankle tries to get up. He's like, I got it. Yes, sir. He's trying to force himself to get up, and the pain is so overwhelming. He actually passes out.
Oh, he passes out. I immediately walk over, throw water on him. Well, okay, that's a D on able to maintain pain.
Oh. I apologize. I'm so sorry. And some of them are like, they're elbowing him. Dude, you broke your ankle. They're trying to console him, and then, this is just too much. He's asking too much.
I'm gonna rein in my horse. Go ahead and just kick off. Pull my staff off of the saddle, and I'm gonna go over to him, and I'd actually like to, with his broken ankle, I'd like to try to do to encase his leg in ice with Ray of Frost.
Sure. So you encase his leg in ice. He screams for a moment. Ah! You see? He turns to his buddy beside him. Thank you, sir.
I look over at the guy. You should have set the bone first. That's going to heal badly now.
I look at him and I go, I can't do that.
The one that was sucking up looks at you oddly.
I could have, but, I walk away.
As I walk away with you, elbow, yeah.
You just ruined his adventuring career.
He could have done that, right?
He feels really good now, though. Pain is numbed away. So is the rest of his leg, and
That's right.
it's starting being midday and you're out in an open field. It is starting to melt away, though.
Oh yeah.
So you guys walk over to the house yet?
Oh yes.
All right.
Yep. Trying to keep meat shield in front of me, just slightly.
Well, you taking one of the boys with you?
No, I'm his meat shield.
Oh, okay. So, as you guys are walking towards the house, the youngins that could still stand up are gathering the horses and tying them to the cart and just situating things for you guys.
Cool.
When you get to the house, The floor is about 2.5 feet in an angle above the ground. The wooden planks and whatnot. Um, the foundation is exposed, but some of the bricks in the basement area were just shattered inwards. So there's not much of a basement left that you can see. Um, if you climb into the house, everything in the house is disheveled. In the back entrance, which is the one that you would enter from. And while walking in the house, you do feel like the house is vibrating, almost like it's slipping deeper into the hole slowly.
Wow.
You couldn't, not visibly from when you were outside, but inside you could feel it moving.
Yeah, before we get too far in, I reach into my bag and pull out a tempered glass orb that I usually use to juggle. I'm just going to kind of lay it on the floor and roll it forward, just to see if the floor gives away at any point.
As Declan does that, I'm going to cast light on it.
As it rolls, it rolls really fast. Given the angle at which this house is. You gentlemen are actually having a little bit of difficulty standing upright because of the steep incline, and it just smacks the closest wall there, and it actually goes through it, and then it dips down, and the light is gone.
About how far did it roll?
To the next room.
And it went through the wall.
Yeah, it broke through the wall. The wall was the seam between the floor and the wall. It just cracked and it went down.
Those things cost 50 gold apiece.
You're starting to feel the house actually rumble now.
I'm gonna say I think it's best we get out as I move toward the door.
But 50 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's leave.
50 gold, it's a lot of money for an orb.
I walk out too and kind of like ruffle his hair and say, maybe you should be more careful next time.
As you guys are starting to walk towards the exit where you came in, you're starting to hear the horses just like neigh. Calm down, it's okay. The kids outside are just yelling at the horses, trying to calm them down, to prove that they could handle things on their own.
You hear how they're yelling? That's the first thing you don't want to do when a horse is... These guys are idiots.
So you guys are just still slowly walking out the house?
I'm going ahead and moving out.
Yeah,
I'm not slowly going out. I'm heading out.
All right, as you guys are starting to run out, the house stops rumbling.
Yeah, walk out of the house and, of course, looking at the guys trying to calm down the horses. I reach in and pull 3 or more of those orbs out of my satchel and just start to juggle them.
I'm gonna take a look around the house while I'm still in it, just to see if there's anything of use or like value or anything that I can grab.
Yeah, this guy he wasn't very productive as a swine farmer. There's a lot of trinkets lying around. If you stay there and look, you might find a few things, but just with a cursory glance as you're leaving, a few chairs, a few cowhides tossed about on the floor, maybe some whittling just scattered about, laying on the seams of the walls in certain areas. There's really not much of value that you can see just from where you are to where you went.
All right, I'll continue going out then.
All right, as
when I get
everybody
outside,
else looking?
Say that again.
well, I was gonna say when I get outside, I would like to make a nature check to see if I could tell if this sinkhole is natural or if something is causing it.
Sure, give it a roll. Let me know what you get.
Well, that's a critical fail.
You think
But
that the sinkhole is a sign from the gods of nature. You feel that this Billy guy, that he was smitten or smited, struck down by, oh God, how you say that name? Oli Haradamaru?
Aladamara.
Yeah, what you said. I can't say it right. But yeah, you feel that this guy must have done something that he, his daughter, his swine, his land was just struck from the face of the earth.
Huh. Somebody pissed off that giant oak tree.
Oh well, only only Varys is privy to this insight at the moment.
No, I said it as a joke.
Oh.
Oh, oh, that's Obot High.
Yes.
There we
There
go.
you go. So as you guys are walking out, and some of you happen to be juggling, you're starting to see the kids, the young men, they're struggling with the horses. They get kicked in the head and whatnot. Um,
Can I freeze his head too?
freeze whose head?
The
Well,
guy
I've
who
already
got
frozen
kicked.
the leg. Can I freeze a head too?
Oh, the young gentleman, yeah, struggling with the horses. Well, you get out there, and one of the first things that you see is that one of the horses rears up and actually kicks him and smashes his head in.
Whose horse is it?
Hmm?
Whose horse is it?
They all look the same unless you had a specific horse that was
No, I
your
would have
main.
had a black horse.
If you would have had a black horse.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go over
you-
there and try to use animal to calm down the horse.
All right. So
Hopefully this roll will be better.
when you're running over there, as you close the distance and get to the animal, first roll your animal handling check.
That is a 12.
All right. It's not necessarily calming down, but it's calmed down enough that it won't be lashing out. Um, the young man is lying there with his skull split open, and the ground beneath you is starting to shake.
I'm just gonna look around. They can't even take out a horse. It's a horse.
So, any of you other gentlemen rush over to try to help these just poor kids trying
I'm
to
rooting for
handle
the
their
horse.
rooting for the horse. Okay.
I'm kind of just gonna be standing like halfway between the house and the group of people, but I'm gonna pull out my helmet and put it on and just kind of be looking around the field for anything.
All right. So as Varys is there calming down this horse, it's still trying to struggle, but you being so in tune with nature, you managed to keep it from escalating any further. And as I said, you're starting to feel the ground beneath you rumble
Is the ground beneath everybody rumbling?
just around this one area. So if you're still near the house juggling, you don't feel it at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of moving.
Okay,
in
I'm gonna
between them.
to I'm gonna try to take the reins of the horses and move them away from the rumbling.
Yeah, they're all tied to the cart. Remember?
I'm going to pull out my scimitar and cut the reins, but still have a hold of them. Just cut, because they're tied down, and just try to get them away.
Okay, so there's two mules and 4 horses. You're gonna hold on to all of them?
Just the horses. I'm gonna
Okay.
cut all the reins, but I'm gonna just hold on to the horses.
All right. So the horse who you've been calming down is you swing, no big deal. You cut the line. Um, the rest of you that are a little bit further away, it's pretty easy to notice that the ground is starting to swell up near the cart. You see.
Um,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I immediately yell, scatter.
Alright.
And I'm looking for someplace to hide, just in case something comes out of that swell.
Yeah, you say scatter, and all the other young gentlemen that can do. There's only there's only really two of them left that can. One is lying there with his skull split open, probably dead, and the other one is just limping away on his frozen cast.
Well, I was mostly saying it for the guy holding the horses. I don't actually care about them.
I'm gonna run up and pick up each of the hurt people.
Okay, so the one that's actually up and about is the one with the frozen foot,
Mhm.
and there's one kid that's near Varys as Varys is moving to the next horse, that he's on the floor just bleeding.
All right, can I just like try to pick one up and put him under each arm and run away?
As you're moving to the child, you pick him up, and Varys, you're moving to your second horse. The ground swells, and it's breaking now.
I'm strafing along the side of the swell, uh, keeping, 20 to 30 feet within Ezradain.
Yeah, I'm moving behind a tree or into the shadows of a nearby barn, any place I can to go into stealth, and that would be a 28 on my stealth check.
By the barn, there's no rumbling, there's no ground swelling. It's all happening near the cart right now, and you just disappear. You disappear underneath the shadow of the floorboard in the midday sun.
Have I managed to get to both of them and carry them?
Well, you've gotten to one, and on your way to the other, and as Varys is cutting the reins tying the horse to the cart, the rope tying the horse to the cart, you have to walk around Varys to get to the other horses on the other side of the cart. You have to walk around the mules, but you see the swell. Like I was saying, it gets larger, and the ground begins to break, and the mules are just going bananas. They're going crazy as one of them seems to get yanked into the ground, but it doesn't go into the ground. The foot is torn off. The back leg is torn off. And of course, they're going crazy. They're trying to move, but one mule can't move this overladen cart and the corpse of the mule next to it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about the mules or the cart. I'm trying to get to the guy who got kicked in the head and just see if he's...
Yeah. The guy that got kicked in the head is done.
Okay, so I'll just run like away from the crumbling ground behind me with this other guy with a broken leg or ankle, just trying to get him out of there.
All right, so you'll be able to get to the guy limping away. Varys, are you making your way around after this? Are you still making your way around the cart to get the other two horses?
Yeah, but instead of me holding onto the reins this time, I'm just going to let them go and just focus more on just cutting the reins and letting them go. And then after I cut all the reins, I'm taking off running.
Yeah, they're the ones that you were holding are starting to go wild now after this, and the ones on the other side are starting to go a bit wild too. So as you're moving around, the ground is rumbling again. This time even stronger than it was before around this cart.
Can I jump up on the cart and cut the ropes that way instead of me being directly on the ground?
Yeah. So
I would want to do that, and then once I feel like the cart's starting to give way or anything happening to the cart, I'm going to try to jump off the cart and just run like hell.
Yes, as you jump up on the cart and you're cutting the reins, as Ezradain is saving the limping child, well, not child, young man, and and there's a juggling fool hiding in the shadows of the uplifted floor. what is what what is our friend Nevatash up to?
Um, I've got my staff out. I turn it horizontal to the ground, both hands on it, and I have a ray of frost that I am prepared to cast should something explode out of it.
Okay, the ground by you. All right.
Oh,
So
I'm watching the swell right now.
okay, as you're watching one swell,
Yeah,
it's crossed by a second. As the swell is moving to your left, there's another one that rises in front of you and crosses the one that just happened. And in the area that they cross, the ground just sinks real low.
there's three.
You see,
Both
yeah, you see three right now.
got it. I am focused on the one that is nearest Ezradain then.
Okay, the one that went to your left is starting to go because that was the one that you were strafing earlier. That one is as you stopped, it just went right past you, and it's going towards Ezra Dane as he's running away.
He's actually, or I'm running back towards Nevatosh with this kid like underneath one of my arms.
Oh, okay. So the one that passed Nevatosh, that swell is turning around and coming back towards your direction.
Not toward me, but toward Ezradain.
Yeah, but it's coming towards your direction because Ezra Dane is running towards you.
I am I am moving out of the way. I don't. Right now I'm watching the swell.
Yeah. Did you stop or are you running now?
I've stopped and I'm watching the swell. So if he's running toward me, all I realize is that it's coming toward me.
As he's running, it's coming towards him, and he's running towards you.
Right, but he's behind me then, right?
No, he's running from the cart.
And I'm between the cart and the swell.
Yeah. Well, the swell is between you and the cart, and
Okay.
you said that you were between the cart and the farmhouse.
Okay, got it. Um, I'm just gonna shout, "Drop the kid! Drop the kid! Get ready! Get ready! Get ready! Tell the kid to run!" And I'm still going, ready to drop a ray of frost.
All right, and the swell that just passed you, that passed that appeared in front of you, crossed the first path. It's now turning around and moving towards the cart, and the swell that went underneath and tore off the leg of one of the mules is coming back. So now you have two swells going around the cart, and everyone roll initiative.
Do you want us to type it in? Okay.
Yeah, if you would be so kind. Oh, somebody got 11. All right, so let me just write this down. Okay, so Chester, you're first.
All right. Do, do I notice anything popping up, or I just see these swells running across the ground? Right.
Right now they're running across the ground, and you notice them starting to circle the cart.
Okay. Was I able to cut all the horses free?
At this point, yeah, you haven't cut the mules free, but you did cut the horses free.
Okay. I'm gonna try to move down and cut the mule free, the one that's alive.
So you can do that no problem. You just swipe, boom, boom, You cut it free, and it takes off.
Okay, and I'm going to stay on the cart and just kind of. Does that take my whole action?
You can move if you want. You can move off the cart.
No, considering how they're going around the cart, I think I'm going to stay on the cart for now until I kind of see what's going on.
All right, sure, no problem. So you cut the last animal free. It takes off. Josh.
I'm watching these areas where the ground swell up move from my relative safety of being hidden. I'm actually pulling out a dagger, and stabbing it into the ground and putting my ear to it, trying to see if I can't detect anything or tell what they are through the vibrations they're causing in the earth.
Roll it. Roll your perception.
Okay, that's going to be 19.
19.
Yeah.
You can hear the rumbling through the dagger, and you hear the rumbling happening off in the distance by the cart. It comes and it passes faster than you think should be possible. And there's also another faint rumbling that you're getting. It sounds like it's coming off to the distance. And moving towards you.
So there's 3 of them.
No,
4.
the rumblings that you hear, you can't distinguish the actual amount yet, but it's moving way faster than any creature should be able to burrow or move. You're getting the idea that there must be multiple in that one area. And then there's another rumble, another set of vibrations that you can hear off in the distance that's on the other side of the house.
Okay. Keep that information to myself for right now.
So after Declan, Ezradane.
Alright, at this point, how close am I to Nevatosh?
You're about 30 feet away from Nevatosh. You could, if you take, your action to dash and everything, you could carry the kid to Nevatosh because he's weighing you down.
Oh,
If you just drop him, you could drop him as a free action and move action to Nevatosh if you'd like.
No, I'll go ahead and continue carrying him and just move my full 30 feet of speed and just kind of drop the kid at his feet and then turn him around to face the swelling ground and just pull out my greatsword and just stand there.
All right. So as you pull out your greatsword, almost as the tip of the greatsword just exits its sheath, and you pull it before you, you see the ground swelling up, and the ground begins to break open, and then right before you jumps out this large creature. It looks to be about the size of the mule, but half of its body is just dedicated to this massive maw. And it opens up its jaws, and it begins its attack. It goes to bite you, and its jaws alone look like it can take a leg off in one bite.
Do I get my ready to action?
You can cast your Ray of Frost.
Yay! I'm not next month. Wonderful. Sweet, I'll take that. That's a... Come on, turn. 20.
Yep, roll damage.
Cool. 6 cold and its speed is reduced by 10.
Ooh. All right, so you're casting a Ray of Frost into its open maw right before it just crushes its jaws down upon Ezradane. And Ezradane, you get that cold air as a back blast to you, and you feel the cold air on your face as the ray of frost is almost amplified. And what's your AC?
17.
Okay, let me just write down your AC because I, like an idiot, forgot to ask beforehand. So your AC is 17. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
well, that wouldn't have changed when I went from level 5 to level 6, would it?
no.
Okay.
So as you get this backblast of cold air, it is rapidly overtaken by this hot, just sweltering heat of this creature's breath and the smell of death and decay of the rotting meat that's caught between its rows upon rows of teeth, and then it clamps down on your leg. And you take 30 points of no, you take 9 points of damage.
Huh.
All right.
All right. Um, so after this creature, it's bites into your leg and it's tearing away at you. One of the kids that was running away, Declan would notice this because he's keeping an eye out. It happens behind Declan and what was your name again, Varus? Declan and Varus can see this off in the distance. One of the young men that were running away in the distance has the ground sort of chasing him, and it breaks, and he just gets pulled into the ground. And then after he's pulled into the ground, you see a spray of blood. And then in this spray of blood, as the blood is coming down, the creature sort of digs itself out, and you see the young man just buried in its maw, and it's just tearing him apart and rips him in half. By the cart, they're moving around the cart, circling it, and you can feel Varus, you can feel that the ground is beginning to give way and it's starting to sink beneath you. And with that, it's Nevitash's go.
Since I took my, I got to use my ready to action. That puts me before the creature now. So, I mean, unless you want me to take a turn again.
But that was a ready. You didn't delay. You took a ready action.
Oh, cool. Well, then I will go after this thing. Is it within melee of me, or do I have some room?
It's, you could move 5 feet, step over and melee it, but
I don't want to melee. Not at all.
it's currently engaged. It's currently engaged with that your heavily armored friend in front of you.
Is
But-
there is Varen anywhere near us as well?
Hmm?
Is Varen anywhere near us as well?
Varus?
Yeah.
Varus is on top of the cart. He's about 40 feet back.
Ugh. Ooh. I wanna go back, so I'm about halfway between Varus and Ezredain.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points, and I'm gonna cast Enlarge on the both of them.
You can do that? Or
Yep.
I thought it had to be an attack roll that you can split spell.
It says when you cast a spell that targets only one creature and doesn't have a range of self, you can spend a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level.
Well, there you
Target
go.
level.
You enlarge the two of them.
What
Sweet.
exactly does that mean?
It means you get an extra D4 of damage. Your height is doubled. Your weight is multiplied by 4 or 8.
Okay, cool.
So you're a large creature now.
Great.
So this is on Ezrodane and who else?
Varus.
Ezrodane and Varus. All right. Nice. So you gentlemen just your size just starts to swell, and as your size is growing bigger, it's loosening the creature's grip on your leg, and allows you to easily break free.
And you also have advantage on strength checks and strength saves.
Sweet.
All right. So after you enlarge your allies, it's now Varys's go, as the weight of Varys is now sinking the cart even faster than it was before, and the cart, you can feel the wood beneath your feet actually starting to give way underneath all this additional weight.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can do this. I'm not sure if you would allow it, but it sounds really cool in my head, or at least the way I pictured it. What I want to do is basically call lightning down, and then as the lightning coming down, I want to call the lightning down right on me, or where the cart is, where they're swirling around it. And as the lightning's coming down, I want to jump off the cart and basically dodge it altogether and have it struck the cart and hit both the creatures. Is that possible, or is that like two separate actions?
What, moving? No, go for it. Sounds awesome.
Casting.
It sounds
Okay,
awesome.
casting
Go
the
ahead.
spell down and jumping off the cart. Okay. Do I need to make an acrobatics check to
Nah, you can just
roll off
describe
the
it.
cart, or
You can just describe it. That sounds really awesome.
okay? Having my scimitar in one hand, I reach in and pull out a small yew wand into my left hand, and then I point it up to the sky and kind of wave it around a little bit, and you see a blue light at the very tip of the wand, and then I point it straight down, and as I do, I just start taking off running. I put one foot up on the edge of the cart and just jump, put both my hands out in front of me, and kind of doing like a Superman fly, and just try to jump as far away as I can as this blue lightning comes straight down and striking the cart.
And it just destroys the cart. Well, actually, roll your damage. You have to roll damage, right?
Well, it's each creature within 5 feet of the point must make a dexterity saving throw,
Or take.
and then if they fail it, they take damage or half damage if they success.
So, I mean,
succeed.
these creatures are underground. They're not going to see this coming. So it's not like they're going to try to dodge out the way from a lightning bolt they can't see. So you could just roll your
Okay, so you
damage.
just want me to roll straight damage? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, and do I add anything to this, or is it just whatever the dice roll is?
It's whatever the
Right.
dice roll is.
Okay, that's 17 points of damage.
All right. So you jump off, and the clouds overhead, they go from just a clear blue sky with a few sparsely scattered white clouds, and the sky begins to darken, and the clouds begin to dim and become more gray, and they start swirling around and forming together to a large storm cloud, and you start hearing the crackle of thunder in the background, and within this dark gray cloud, sort of sparks of light as it lights up. And then on the third spark of lights, the lightning bolt streams out of the cloud towards your wand, and you jump out of the way as it crackles down to the cart. It just severs the cart in half, and then you hear two large as these creatures are taking this damage, and as the dust and splinters of wood and all the gear and the smoke from the now burning tarp that was covering the gear on the cart starts to clear a little bit. You can see two creatures about the size of the mule. They're both, they're covered in just heavy chitinous plating, and their heads are about half of the size of their bodies. And as they're looking at you, roaring, the burn marks on their plating is quite apparent. And you can see inside their mouth they have rows upon rows upon rows of teeth. So how far did you want to get away? You still have the rest of your movement, so how far did you want to get away, Varus? Chester.
Oh, my bad. I had muted myself. I thought I was talking. I said about 20 feet away.
All right. So you close in near Ezra Dane. So you're about 5 feet away from the creature that Ezra Dane is fighting, and you couldn't see the face of the creature, but now you know how these creatures look. And as you see this storm cloud form, and the lightning strike down and cut the cart in half, and all the dirt and the splintering of wood going everywhere, and the yelling of these creatures, the crackling of thunder, the sparking up of flame of this tarp, and the smoke going off, and then in this chaos, what do, Declan?
Oh, this couldn't have worked out better if he had planned it. As soon as this lightning slams into the cart and just sends chaos everywhere, he darts out of his hiding space. And his left hand reaches down to one of his daggers and tosses it up in the air as he catches it by the blade with his right hand, spinning around and sending it hurling end over end towards one of the creatures that didn't die when they were struck by lightning, right?
No, they didn't die.
So he's just sending this dagger hurling, and it's just like a split second after they've just been electrocuted. And that's going to be a 18 plus 8 to hit, so...
Yeah. And, I mean, you could roll with advantage if you want to see if you crit.
Sure. And I didn't. I actually rolled a 12 that time. So,
no problem.
However, it will do max damage. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage.
And that's with your sneak attack, correct?
Yeah, that's with. Oh, yeah, that's with my sneak attack. That's true. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 19 points of damage total.
Egads, that is a lot of damage, my friend. A lot of damage.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to, quickly dart back behind the barn and hide again. As a cunning action, and that is 18 plus 11 to hide, so 29.
So as you're throwing that dagger, right before you turn to hide, you can see that just mere feet from the creature that has been struck by this lightning, that apparently their plates are electrically charged, as electricity arcs from the creature to the metal of your dagger. And it flies just cleanly into this creature, and the force of the residual lightning blast sort of blows a hole in it. And as it does, you see lightning escaping and shocking right into the creature next to it, and they both fall limp.
Yeah, you just hear a laugh as you look around. You know it came from Declan, but he's nowhere inside.
Yeah. And you see this clearly, Nevitash, as Declan runs out of the shadows somewhere. His form not catching much of your attention, but that flying dagger, as the electricity from the residual lightning blast arcs out to the dagger, and some just crazy form of physics that you can only explain as the flow of the chaotic flow of magic, and the wildness of this magic just unifies in such a way to explode one creature and have it send just tendrils of lightning to its twin standing beside it. What do you do? Nevitash? Oh wait, no, it's not Nevitash. It's Ezra Dane's turn.
Oh, all right. So there's still that one that's kind of like trying to bite my leg.
Yeah, it let go of your leg, and then you saw this. You saw two quick, just brilliant flashes. One was caused by a lightning bolt, and and the other, it seemed like the lightning tried to reach up to the sky instead of coming down from the sky.
Okay. Um, so I'm like a lot bigger than the one that was attacking me now, right?
Oh yeah, it's about the size of a dog to you now.
Okay. I'm just going to hack down at it again, or I guess for the first time with my greatsword. So I get a 20, but not natural.
That's fine. That's definitely a hit.
All right. And I get add a D4 since I'm enlarged.
Yep. Your damage, you add a D4.
Oh, nice. So that does 18 points of damage.
Oh. So yeah. So yeah, you crash down and your blade cuts into it, and if you'd like, you can describe how you kill this one.
I mean, I guess just from my height advantage, I just swing down as hard as I can and just completely lop this thing like down its mouth and just kind of cut like its entire body in half, starting like from his snout all the way down.
Yeah, so you just cleave it in twain, as it were, and the blood just sort of shoots out of it, almost unnaturally. And they're standing before you. You can see just the large figure of the gentleman, both the gentlemen you just enlarged, and between them just a cloud of blood.
And anyone who can see my face just kind of sees this smile slowly grow across my face, and I'm just standing there with this blood-soaked, dripping sword.
Yeah, Nevatash. That's what you see, Nevatash, and Varus is the one that you're staring at with this just cynical smile. So, Varus, you see this blood-soaked figure, this figure with this blood-soaked blade, just grinning menacingly at you. And Nevatash, you would notice that as you started to run back, the figure that the creature that popped out and was just tearing apart the young man, it dives back into the ground, and you can see the ground breaking and then going into just a hump and then disappearing. But it was making its way towards you,
Cool.
and it is now your go.
All right. Man, I am going to. I'm going to move at an angle. We'll move at an angle. I'm running away from the two of them because I can sustain this at an indefinite range for the rest of the duration.
Mhm.
And not moving directly toward it, but angling. I'm going away from them, but angling more in its direction, trying to see if their big bodies causing as much sound will draw more of the attention than me.
All right, currently you can't see it because it just dived back into the ground. It fully.
Right, right. So I'm looking at where the hump was, and I'm trying to make a guess of what the next move is based off of that.
Yeah, it was moving to where your position was. So if you move away from your position, it's pointing to a place that you are no longer.
Well, that's the plan. I will do that, and yeah, I'm going to do that. Can I ready an action as my action, or do I have to use my turn?
No. When you're ready in action, you just tell me what the action will be and what the triggering factor will be.
Okay.
And that will be your action for this round, if the triggering factor happens.
Awesome. Then I'm going to ready an Eldritch Blast.
But what's the triggering factor for the Eldritch Blast?
The triggering factor will be if it shows up within range.
It's a really broad triggering factor.
I mean, it's in the ground right now, right? And I've got
So if it
100.
shows up by you, or because you got to watch out 360 degrees around you.
I'm going to position myself, and I'll be looking specifically back in the direction of Varys and Ezradain.
Okay. So Declan, as you ran back to the house to hide underneath the shadow of the floorboards, you're starting to feel a rumble, and the house is starting to shake. And you can see that the shadow covering you is starting to peel away as the house is sinking rapidly into the sinkhole.
Yeah, I'm running. Like I'm darting out of there like I'm out of the house. And I'm gonna dart towards the woods or someplace, somewhere I can hide behind something.
All right, but that's what you feel. That's what you feel, but it is Varys's go.
Oh.
So Varys, you can even from this distance, you can see that the house is sinking.
Okay, I'm gonna call a lightning bolt down on top of the house.
You call a lightning bolt on top of the house?
Yep.
Sure. It just strikes the house, and you blow some boards away from the roof.
Okay. Not what I
Is
was
there anything
expecting,
else
but
you
all
want to
right.
do? What were you trying to do?
I was trying to basically have the bolt, not necessarily. Well, I guess I should have worded it better, so it's kind of my fault. I was trying to have the bolt hit the creature that was below the house, but I said I was targeting the house, so that makes a bit of sense. I'm gonna move. Let's see. Not how far away am I from the house?
Um, Not very far. You said you moved back 30 feet, so 40, 50 feet away from the house right now.
Okay, I'm gonna move up 20 feet
All right. As you get closer to the house, you can feel the
towards
rumble.
the house.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the rumble.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of stay on the edge. Yeah, I want to stay on the edge of the rumble, and just kind of wait.
And you can feel that this rumble is a lot stronger than the ones that you were feeling before. Even when the two were circling around the cart, it didn't feel this strong. So with that, it is now Declan's go. Declan's gonna.
Declan is going to dash as a bonus action. He's going to double move out of that house. And behind a tree, anything he can get near.
This is a relative like big clearing currently. So the tree line is about 120 feet away.
I'll hide behind one of the big guys.
Yeah, there's like one or two apple trees scattered throughout if you want to try to jump on one of those.
That'll be fine.
All right, so
Anything.
you cut tail and run under the shade of the apple tree.
Yeah, that'll be a 26 to hide.
So
and
you're
then
hiding.
I'm going to,
Yeah, you're hiding.
yeah, I'm basically, I scurry up the apple tree. I'm hiding in the shadow of the branches. And I'm ready in action. As soon as I see one of these things, it's getting a dagger in the fucking eye.
All right, so Varys, you see Declan just shoot from a shadow under that was cast from the house as it was being that end of the house was being lifted up as it was beginning to sink further and further into the ground. This figure of this wood elf just shoots forward and you can turn your head and you see him running towards a tree and reaching as if he wanted to climb the tree, but soon after he just disappears. and Ezra
All right.
you would see that too.
All right. So, is there any of these like weird? I don't know. The way you described them, I kind of thought of like giant crocodile things, but not like with bodies.
Yeah, they're more round. A crocodile is more flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're more round and they have a way bulkier build.
Okay. Are there any of those things out in the open right now?
Not that you can see currently, no.
Okay. Is the ground like swelling anywhere?
Um, Not that you can see currently, no, but you're starting to feel a bit of a rumble, and the house is just sort of sinking slightly faster.
All right. I guess I'll just kind of slowly. No, I'll not dash, but just quickly moving my way over there towards the house. Yeah. I guess that's all I'm gonna do for now.
So for you, it's about 35 feet away.
Okay, that'll put me like 5 feet away,
So
which is good. Like I don't want to like run into the house, but I want to kind of be standing close to it.
you want to stop by Varys, or you want to move in front of Varys?
I guess I'll move in a direction that puts me in between them and the house.
Sure. Okay.
And
And
just continue kind of wiping my blade on my arm just to kind of clean it off a little bit, but have it ready and just looking for something else to kill.
so with that, you see one of the other kids running away, and he just disappears into the ground. And in the house, it begins to, as you get closer, you feel that the rumble is just a lot stronger. It almost feels like it's an earthquake. And the ground in front of you, you can see is starting to give way as the house is rapidly sinking deeper and deeper. You hear like a large crash and just an explosion of wood before the house disappears into the sinkhole. And Nevatash, it's your go. Like you noticed the kid dipping down, and you knew it must have been one of these creatures, but it didn't show itself
Yeah.
well enough for you to get a shot with your Eldritch Blast.
Hey, that's fine. I'm watching the house rapidly sink into the hole now. Everybody running around doing their thing. This dude just ran across the field and disappeared into a tree, and he's not the one who's talking about hugging trees. And I'm all confused, going, next move. So, man, I'm just going to continue to group up with Ezradain, and I will ready an action that if it starts to swell where I am, that my action is to dash away.
All right, sure. So with all the chaos ensuing and all your attendants are apparently dead and the horses have scattered, they're gone. The one surviving mule is gone. The corpse of the mule bleeding out and partially singed by lightning next to the cart that was just shattered in half. Two corpses of these creatures just fried by the cart, and one cut in half in the distance. You can feel the ground shaking, and Nevatash, you will also be able to go because this is what you held your action for. It feels almost like the entire ground that you're standing, everyone near the house, is beginning to swell up like a hill. So Nevatash, if Nevatash wishes to dash, you can. And Varys, it is actually your go.
I'm going to use my 30 feet to move away from the crater.
All right, so you run 30 feet away, and Varys, what are you doing?
Okay, so basically the ground is swelling up in front of us, right?
Beneath your feet, it's starting to swell.
Oh, beneath her feet. Oh, and the fighter's standing right next to me, or where's the fighter standing at exactly?
He's like 5-10 feet in front of you, closer to where the house actually went down.
Okay. I'm going to I'm gonna back off 30 feet. I'm gonna call another bolt of lightning down. I want to call it about 6 feet away from the fighter, just so he'll be just out of range of getting hit by this bolt, but being also close to where it makes his hands or his hair stand up,
So
and basically target the.
roll me a d20 to see if you can get that sort of precise pinpoint accuracy.
Okay. And what am I adding?
Not just a straight d20 roll.
Ooh, that was a 3.
Yeah. So Robbie,
Yep.
roll a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
And what's your DC?
My bad.
Chester.
My DC.
Give me one
No,
sec.
Chester's DC.
Oh.
It should be 8 plus your proficiency, which I believe is 3 at this
15.
level. So okay, the DC is 15,
Yeah,
Robbie.
it's 15.
Oh great. Yeah, I got 17.
All right, sure. So you're not gonna take that much damage from this. So roll your damage, Chester.
18.
18 total points of damage. All right, so
Yes.
Robbie, you're only gonna take 9 electrical. So Ezra Dane gets just the lightning was entirely too close, and you can see that the ground that's rising underneath your feet has a hole blasted in it from the force of this lightning, but some of the tendrils of lightning reached out and just they just got you something fierce. So you take 9 points
With
of
my
damage.
beard intact.
Yeah, it's a little
Okay,
standing
and
up a
also-
bit.
It'll probably be a bit singed, but
Yeah.
as long as it's there, I'm alright.
Well, also as a bonus action, I wanted to turn into the wolf, the giant wolf thing that we came up with from before.
Yeah, so you turn into this massive white furred wolf. Not quite a winter wolf, but you could probably stand your own.
It's a light ghost.
Yeah. No. Goat what in
Game of Thrones.
yeah, he's bigger than Ghost.
Bigger, yeah. I'm just imagining like the white dire wolf though.
Yeah.
Only bigger.
So he's about the size of a dire wolf, like in D&D terms. It's just that his build is more massive than a dire wolf.
Gotcha.
And you can like clearly see, even though the fur is long, that there's just rippling muscles underneath this fur coat of his. So as he calls down a lightning and you're feeling the electricity of this lightning just sort of shock you, but you can tell that the full force went into the ground and exploded the ground and shot dirt and rocks everywhere. And then as the dirt and rocks clear, you can see Varys with his wand calling down the lightning. You know that Varys was the one that shocked you. And as he brings his hand down, it seems to almost fall. And as he's falling, he's growing all this white hair, and his muscles are just exploding in size, and fur is beginning to cover his body. And Varys just disappears into this new transformation of this actually huge dire wolf because of the enlarge spell that was cast on him. So, Varys is about twice the size of the horses that you were riding, and his arms are almost as thick as each arm is almost as thick as the horse's neck. And the floor still steadily is rising beneath your feet. Ezra Dane, what do you do?
Alright. I'm just going to kind of take my sword and just start like stabbing it into the ground and see if I can somehow get one of these things while they're turning around under the ground.
All right, Josh, I only skipped you because there's actually no targets. You said you were waiting for to see one, so
That's fine.
I didn't want you to think I was neglecting you. So yeah, Ezra Dane is he's just standing there driving this massive great sword into the ground.
Yep.
Okay. As you're driving this massive greatsword to the ground, the let's see. All right, the ground is still rising around you, and it begins to crack, but the crack is forming from the hole in front of you, and then expanding out, and then this crevice just forms beneath the feet of Varus. Pardon me a second. This massive crevice forms beneath the feet of Varus, and Varus, under your immense weight, you sink a few feet down into the ground, and then and then behind you the crevice is opening even more, and it creates a large sinkhole where the cart and the corpses are just starting to be pulled down. And as you're seeing this, Nevatash, you can see that the cart is just being sucked into the ground, and even Varus himself, this massive form of this just huge, this enormous white dire wolf, sinks into the ground. The dire wolf doesn't disappear, but the cart does. Are you still holding your actions?
I'm going to. Will you allow me to quit sustaining the spell on him, or are you saying? Would you say that that's all one spell I'm sustaining?
It's one spell right now.
Okay. Um, I'm going to move again. Move another 30 feet away with my move action, and I'm gonna ready an action to quit concentrating on the spells or on the enlarged spell if he continues to sink.
Okay, so that's what you're reading?
Yep.
All right. So at this time, Varus is running away. Varus is the only one moving. Um, so as you're running away, Varus, you can see, no, not Varus, Nevatash, my mistake. You can see that this crater is just forming larger and larger and larger, and this giant sinkhole is just getting bigger and deeper, and then out of the sinkhole pops this massive, massive beast. This thing is basically the size of Varus's wolf form currently, which is enormous, but it's bulkier. It's tank-like. It's covered in these just large, heavy, chitinous places, and this mouth that looks like it could swallow you whole just opens up before you. And let's just do a roll real quick. All right. Oh, actually, I don't roll. You roll. My mistake.
Okay.
So roll either a strength or dexterity, and let me know what you get.
Huh. All right. Ha ha! I'll take it. 21.
21.
Yeah.
All right. So you managed to sort of keep your footing and get out of the way of this massive creature as it jumped up with his mouth just gaping open. Um, the smell of death coming from its jaws, as it has consumed many creatures. And it jumps and it lands just mere feet from you, and you could feel the earth just sort of shake and shatter under its weight. But with all the shards of rocks and debris that come flying out of the ground as it leaps out of this sinkhole, you take a total of 14 damage.
All right.
Some is bludgeoning from getting smacked by some round rocks, and half of that is also slashing from rock shards that are cutting away at your skin.
Got it.
You could actually roll a concentration check to see if you can concentrate on maintaining the enlarge, and the DC is 24, I believe.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 24. 18 plus 6.
Sure. So you under the pain of all these just rocks pummeling and slashing away at you, you do manage to maintain your spell. So this happened. All right. So, gentlemen, I'm gonna roll. That was its surprise. All right.
So I do see a target now.
You do see a target jumped out. It's pretty massive, and it's fairly far away from you. As you ran completely in the opposite direction of your party to hide in just one of these off the apple trees, all by your lonesome.
Is it within the range of a short bow?
Short bow's range is what, 60 feet? With 120 being long?
Yeah.
It's within long range.
Let me check here. Okay, short bow, 80 and 380 / 320.
Yeah, it's still long. It's just on the cusp of being within your short range, but you're within long range. So you'd be attacking at disadvantage.
Yeah, but I'm hidden, so that
but
gives me
you're hidden.
advantage.
So that cancels out. It's a regular attack roll.
Yeah.
But, so you roll it. Because it's engaged with an ally, you still get your sneak attack though.
25 to hit, 18 plus 8.
Ooh. Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Okay, 12, 13, 24 points of damage.
Damn.
As this arrow just streaks out of this tree. And then I am going to move to a different branch and hide in a different shadow as a bonus action. That is over 30 on my hide. 19 plus 11.
That is ridiculous. So yeah, this arrow just sort of from nowhere, from apparently nowhere, just you guys can only see this arrow mid-flight in the middle of the sky, as at the peak of its arc, as it starts to fall down and strike this creature, and the creature just sort of steps once to the side, but doesn't let out any sort of screams of pain as it sticks into the chitinous plating of this massive beast. So, with held action handled, we'll move to Varys, the giant white direwolf.
Okay, and I'm still sinking, correct?
You've synced a little bit more, but only slightly, as the real sinkhole is about a dozen feet in front of you.
Okay, am I gonna need to make a roll action or a roll to try to move out?
No,
of
it's just going to be a little
sinkhole?
difficult. It's just going to be a little difficult.
Okay.
Like the first 10 feet is difficult terrain, so the first 10 feet will cost you 20.
And how far is the creature total away?
The creature is only about 20 more feet away from you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move out of the hole and then summon down another bolt of lightning. I'm gonna
Alright.
target like the top of its small little head.
Its head is not small. It's about half the
Oh,
size
yeah.
of your body.
It was the other creatures that you said that was small. My bad.
Yeah, this one is way bigger.
Because he's so massive, does he get get a reflex save?
He still gets his save, which don't think is good enough. Yeah, he fails.
DC 15.
He fails it.
Okay, I did
Actually,
15 points of damage.
when it took the step from being hit in the, you said 15, correct? 1-5.
Yes.
All right. As it got hit in its hindquarters with this just mysterious flying arrow, and as the arrow dug into its chitinous plating in its back thigh, and it stepped over to the left, it actually stepped into the way of this bolt of lightning that just came streaming down from this cloud. It strikes, and Nevitash can hear the impact of this lightning, the crackling of the energy as it just washes over the chitinous plating, followed a few seconds later by the crackle of thunder in the skies. And when you hear the thunder, you start feeling, all of you, except for the very brave one hiding in the trees, you start feeling across your face just a few drips of water as it begins to start to rain. And with that, it is our brave wood elves go.
Alright, and how far from me is this giant monster thingy?
No, it's actually Declan's go. What he did was it held action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was holding on to it for a couple of rounds.
Yeah, I may not be brave, but I'm effective. So I'm going to fire another arrow at this thing. And this one may not hit.
What'd you get total?
13 total.
No, it just flies. It flies, and the same, like, your accuracy was just trained on this one point. Unfortunately for you, it did move over. So, if it was where it was, it would have hit again. But the arrow just falls into the soft ground, and from the distance in which it was fired, it disappears into the soft ground.
I'm just going to... He kind of takes a look and need to move left about 5 feet. He's going to hide again and on a different branch. That's a 15 plus 8 to hide.
Yeah, it's not even looking at you. It's not paying you any mind. So, I don't know. It's common practice for a wood elf to jump branch to branch and, cower. So, nobody actually notices this mysterious arrow. It struck nothing. It garnered no attention. They're still partially blinded by the flash of lightning that they saw strike this massive
Excellent.
creature.
Nobody saw me miss.
And seeing that one of your allies is in trouble as this creature is right next to it, bound to, bite into him and maybe even swallow him whole, depending on the bite. Ezra, what do you do?
Am I the one that's about to get swallowed, maybe?
No. It's not engaged with you. It's about 40 feet away from you.
Okay.
The one who's about to get swallowed by it is Nevitash, as Nevitash is engaged with it.
Okay, I'll do a, actually I've never done this. Can I do a, dash, which will use, all my actions, but just kind of, jump in and push him out of the way so that I'm in front of him instead?
This creature's pretty large. You can push him over 5 feet, I would say. I would allow that.
Can I just kind of, sweep him behind me so I'm still, between him and the monster?
I'll tell you what. If Nevitash would allow it, he can roll a reflex save. Now, I'm just pulling this, out of the air. But you could make a reflex save, and we'll say DC should be 15. And if you fail by 4 or more points, that you fall prone beside him instead of behind him.
I rolled a 16.
Yeah, so you're perfectly fine. You know, Ezrodane is just running full force. um, every step sort of sinks him slightly deeper into the ground, and then he jumps up and steps again, and he's just leaving these massive footprints as he's now the size of an ogre. And he goes to jump in front of you, and knowing that your magic is this powerful and strong, and he himself was strong even before he was touched by your spell, you just sort of spin around to allow him to occupy the space you once did, and he's now right in front of you. Um, uh, Now here's the bad thing. Moving out of the reach of a creature does provoke an opportunity attack. Now, normally that would be against Nevitash, but if you so desire, Ezrodane could take the attack instead.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So for for you players and anybody watching, this is normally not allowed. They would both be engaged and screwed. But roleplay is fun.
I mean, you're the rule person here, so.
Yeah, so I think that might hit you as the total rolled is, what is this, 22.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this one, it's not gonna swallow you whole, as it's only about twice your size. So it does manage the teeth sink into either side of your body. But you're big enough and strong enough that it doesn't swallow you whole. It pulls away and just tears at your armor and your flesh, and you take a total of 30 piercing damage
Oh.
as it just maws into you. And so with that, with the taste of Ezrodane's blood on its tongue, and oh god, no other creature to feast upon, it lashes out twice more. Okay, only one of the dice is showing up on my screen. Okay, 12 and a 13. So a 19 and a 20. So yeah,
Okay. I want to spend a sorcerer point as an action or as a reaction versus that 19.
what is it you're trying to do?
It's going to let me bend luck. When another creature you can see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, I can use my reaction to spend 2 points, roll a d4, and apply that number as a bonus or a penalty to that roll.
All right, go for it.
Let's do it to the 18. That's the one I think.
Yeah, one's a 19 and the other one's a 20.
Okay. That's a 4.
Yeah. Okay. So it lashes out. After tasting your blood, it lashes out at you, and just as the jaws were about to close in on you once again, Ezrodane, oddly, it looked as it was going to close into you, and as the jaws shut, and you could almost feel the teeth digging into you once again, you notice that the massive head of this creature is actually just a few inches away from you, as it just barely misses you, and it just opens its mouth again, and you hear, yeah, and then the next attack, as it readjusts, slams into you, and you take 30 more points of damage.
Oh, yep, I'm dead. Well, down.
All right, so it just sinks its teeth into you, and it's starting to just shake away at your body, and you're a massive meal for it right now, being a large creature. With your ally that just literally got in the way of these just massive jaws to save your life is now just screaming in pain, flowing in and out of consciousness, his blood being sprayed everywhere as this creature is just gnawing at it. What do you do, Nevatash?
Okay. I am. Okay. Okay. I'm going to. I'm going to quit sustaining it.
You still have one ally that's still up that's available to fight. That is huge right now. Let's just say he's the same size as the creature. If you quit sustaining it, he shrinks as well.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to. Oh. I'm going to move back 30 feet as my move action,
Okay.
and I'm going to Ray of Frost him.
Sure.
Is a whopping 20 going to hit him?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Cold air flying toward him for 11 frost and minus 10 movement.
All right. So it sort of winces a second as the frost smashes against the chitinous plating of its upper jaws, and now being a little wet from the falling rain, you see shards of it fly into its left eye as the rain is splashed and instantly frozen. Um. So, Varys, as you're seeing, the next largest creature just be mauled and is now a meal for this just giant chitinous monstrosity, uh, and it takes a small beam of frost to its eye. What do you do?
What position am I to it? Like, is he in front of me, like facing the other direction, or am I on its
He's
side? Or
currently you're slightly off to the side, but you're also behind it. It's facing away from you, feasting on its new meal.
okay, I'm going to run up and basically jump up and have my paws basically slam him down into the ground as my claw attack, and then reach up and bite its neck as my bite attack for my secondary.
Okay.
Basically trying to pin this creature down to the ground, and hopefully he'll spit out my companion. That's what I'm hoping.
Do you have
That's
a
a 25 for the claws.
claw hits?
Go ahead.
The claw hits. I was gonna ask you if you had like a feature in one of your attacks that allows a pinning grapple attack
Oh no,
once you hit.
I was just saying that as a flavor text, more or less.
Oh.
It's just a regular bite and claw attack. And the second one's a natural 20 with a total being 27.
Yeah. So both hit.
How does crits work in your games?
The way I do crits is because rolling double damage, you can still roll less than max damage on a single die, and that just doesn't feel right to me. So you can max your first die, add your ability modifier, and then roll an additional die of damage.
Don't forget the D4s.
Okay.
And you roll a d4 for every attack for being bigger than you're supposed to be.
Does the D4
Okay.
crit then too? Does it
You know what?
max-
I don't know, but why not? Let's do the
All
same thing with
damage
D4.
die crit. All damage die double.
So let's do it.
All right. For the bite, no, I rolled that for the bite, so we'll save that. Let's do the claws first.
You roll the claws.
'Cause that's
and tell me
what
you get.
attack. So that's 7, 8, 12, and then I need a D4 for 12, 13 damage for the claws. So for the bite, I do a D8, and you said maximize that, so I'll do 8, and then add my modifier, right?
So yeah, add your modifier.
So that'll
and
be
add
13.
and add 4 for the size. So that's 17.
Okay.
And then roll
Okay.
D8 and D4 on top of that.
All right. So that'll be a 23 total.
23 total, massive.
I already added into the 17, so
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, you actually, your claw just racks it a little bit, bringing it closer to the ground and leaning backwards towards you. Your ally, Ezra Dane, just falls out of its mouth as it opened its mouth slightly in pain, and your bite clearly cannot fit around this thing's neck, as its neck it just flows, its head flows into its body, but you manage to sink your teeth in and literally tear off one of the plates on its back by its face.
nice.
And and with that, Robbie, if you would give me a death saving throw, if Robbie's there.
Muted. 16.
16. Okay, so you made one save. Once you make 3, you're stabilized. Once you fail 3, you're dead.
Yep.
Okay, so
What's the DC on this save
10.
though?
10.
10. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So now that you have damaged this creature and garnered its ire, as it were, it just spins around, and with his mouth just opening wide, it looks like it could just bite your head off in one swift bite. um, let's roll my attacks. It's gonna snap at you twice. Ooh! So one is only a 14, and the other one's a 21. So 14 and a 21. And this new form,
Okay.
does that?
My new AC. It's according to this, it's 12, but because I'm larger, does that mean I get a higher AC or a lower,
Uh,
or how does it
that
work
doesn't affect
there?
your armor. In 5th edition, they keep it fairly simple. So
Okay.
your AC is
Then
only
it's
12 in
12.
this form. Okay, so they actually both hit. One sort of the teeth glance across your fur, just barely splitting your flesh open. But the second hit is clearly a solid hit, and just reeled you back as you pulled yourself out of its jaws before it could just really mash down on you. Your form takes a total of 60 piercing damage, and you would have to roll 2 DC 40 checks to maintain your call lightning spell.
You said 2 checks, right?
2 checks. The difficulty, I believe, is 40
The
for each.
concentration DCs are 10 or half the damage you take.
Oh, okay, so it's 15 each one.
And am I adding my wisdom bonus into that, or what am I?
Your It's a Constitution check. So you would use your new form's Constitution as long as you're in your new form. And
Okay, I failed both.
okay, so yeah, your clouds, the rain starts to lighten up, and just turn into a drizzle before it disappears, and the skies they brighten up and the clouds part. And you're still in your form, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, cool. So it snapped at you twice, and your beautiful, just pure white fur is now covered in your own blood and some of the blood of your ally and saliva of this massive creature and mud and dirt that it had just swimming around in its maw. And just seeing this creature give you its back and munch happily at this giant wolf, um, Nevatash, what are you up to? thinking deeply about his next action.
I'm going. I bring in my staff. I change it in my hand, bring it right up to my head, and when I look up, I put my hands out and I go sleep, and I'm trying to cast sleep, trying to put it out.
At what level? First?
I'd actually like to cast it at second, if you let me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd let you cast it at third if you wanted to, too.
You know what? I want to.
Sorry about that, Josh.
Okay, so 7. All right. 22.
So you calculate that real quick, Josh. I skipped you, right?
Yeah.
Well, to make up for skipping you, just roll your damage.
Oh no, I was actually going to move closer.
Oh, okay. Well, roll your damage and move closer.
Okay, so
I'll let you just pop an arrow, unless you don't want to shoot it.
that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20 points of damage.
All right, 20.
And then I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to dash 70 feet closer and try to get close to something I can also hide behind.
The cart.
That'll be fine.
That's inside of this sinkhole.
I'm a thief. Rough terrain doesn't affect me as much. So that's fine. And it still can't see me. It's facing away from me now, right?
Well, it's facing away from you, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you dive down the sinkhole, you're going to go pretty deep.
As long as I can get behind the cart. Anyway, the reason I asked if it was facing away from me is because that's technically still hidden, so I'm technically getting advantage on this shot.
Well, no, I let you hit it. Remember?
That's right.
That's why you roll your damage.
Okay.
Just to make up for my my error in skipping you.
Okay, then I'm just gonna hide behind the cart.
Okay. The cart is halfway buried and it's about 30 feet down.
Closer than I was before. I'm a wood elf. Can the sinkhole support my weight?
Yeah. You're not sinking any further. But how many hit points total did the sleep spell get? What did you roll?
53.
53?
Yeah.
So, Varys, how many hit points does your current form have?
5.
You take a nap. You take a nap in your current form, and how many hit points does your you have at your normal form?
57.
57. Okay. What happens is that you feel drowsy, and you stumble to sleep, and as you're putting your head down on your paws, you sort of shake off the sleep. But once you shake off the sleep, you notice that they are not your paws; they're your hands. Basically, because you can't keep a wild shape while unconscious, so your wild shape went unconscious and you reverted back. But once you reverted back, you had enough hit points.
Now, I have a question though. Like, I want this to happen. This actually works out for me because of certain reasons. But because I'm a wood elf, would I be able to fall asleep? Now, I do realize I was in the other form. Does that carry over or no?
That, you know what?
Like, I cannot be put to sleep by magic.
That's
Okay.
actually a very
Like, I still
question.
want that to happen. 'Cause
I don't think that does carry over. The wolf would be put to sleep, but I think you would immediately revert back and be awake as a wood elf.
Yeah, so this is we'll run with that for now. So for now, your form didn't have that just that natural ability because you were no longer a wood elf in that form, and you feel really odd that you could tell that there's magic in the air trying to force you to sleep, but once you revert back to your normal state, it has no effect on you.
Okay, I actually
And the
have the
creature
druid.
the creature isn't even drowsy.
Okay, I actually have the druid page open, and it says here you retain the benefit of any feature from your class, race, or other source, and can use them. So, like I said, I still want that to happen, but I was
All right.
just letting
So then
you
we'll
guys
let it
know.
happen. We'll let it happen. Um,
All right, sweet.
so it's as you shake off the sleep, it is now your go to decide what you do.
Okay, since I'm back to my normal form, I'm going to put my left hand, or I'm going to take my wand and put it to my chest and cure myself. But then, as a bonus action, I'm going to use what is it, healing word on the fighter that has fallen down. Yeah, healing word.
Yeah, you're still both large creatures, just so you don't forget. So roll your cure on yourself. What level are you casting it at?
Third.
So you would do 3d8
Can I
plus
cast
your.
both of these at third?
If you have the spell slot, yeah. As long as you have the spell slots for it.
Okay. Oh wait, I really messed that up. I don't need to cure myself, right? Because I haven't taken any damage. It was my other form, correct?
Your other form was at you're right. Your other form was at 5 hit points, and you're at
Okay.
full because
Can
it
I
wasn't
cast both of
damage.
those spells at the fighter then?
You want to walk over to the fighter because one cure is a touch spell. Healing word is range, but cure you have to actually go over there and touch him.
If I'm in range, yeah, I'll go over there and touch him and cast both spells.
All right, sure, no problem. So roll all those hit dice for Robbie.
All right, and what am I adding to the cure? Is it
Your wisdom bonus.
okay? Okay, that's 18 from the cure wounds, and then for healing word, it's 1d4 if I can ever find it. An additional 4. And that's another 15 from healing word.
So you got that, Robbie?
What was that? Just like a total.
You're yeah. Go ahead. Just you can let him
15
know.
plus 18.
15 plus 18. Alright, awesome. And do I add that to like negative?
No,
Or
there's no
from
negatives in
0?
fifth edition. You
Okay.
start from 0, so you're up to I believe 32 hit points.
Wait. 33.
Okay, 33 hit points.
Alright, awesome. Am I unconscious still?
No, you wake up with the healing magic flowing through your body. You start to wake up and you can feel your wounds sort of stitching themselves together and the pain subsiding, and you
Right.
can see some of your own blood is starting to crawl back into the wounds and just seal. You're not at 100%, but you're pretty damn good right now.
Yeah, about 50. Alright.
And
Appreciate
as this thing is happening, as all your wounds are sealing, and Josh is falling asleep or something. No, as as Declan, yeah, as Declan is precariously hiding behind a cart 30 feet below the surface in this giant sinkhole, not knowing what's going on, except the fact that this rain has broken and the storm clouds have subsided. Uh, what does Declan do?
Can I at least see the massive creature?
You're 30 feet in a hole.
Damn. No, I can still do that because it's 30 feet in the hole, which means the hole's 30 feet down, which means it's about 30 feet to get to the top of it.
Yeah, but it's difficult terrain getting up top.
Yeah, I'm a thief. I move normally in difficult terrain.
Ah, so you can climb 30 feet up because you got to climb, dude.
Yeah, I can
This is
climb.
not vertical. This is not horizontal. This is vertical,
He's
Yeah,
got
I know.
climb speed.
and it's loose dirt.
Second story work. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you gain the ability to climb faster than normal. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement.
Oh God! All right, but it's only second story work. 30 feet is about 3 stories up. Just so you know.
I can climb 35 feet.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna put your bow away?
Yeah.
All right. So you put your bow away and climb up.
Yeah, I'm climbing up 30 feet. I'm only, I only need one hand to hang on, so I'm pulling out a dagger, flipping it up, and just tossing it at this thing.
That can't be with advantage. That can't.
I'm still hidden.
Yeah, but that's got to be a disadvantage. You're doing a one-handed pull-up, drawing a dagger, throwing it while one-handed supporting more than your
Okay,
whole
that
weight.
wouldn't be advantage, so it would be with disadvantage. So I'd even out to 1 die.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Wait. Did we put it to sleep?
no. It's not. Like I said, it didn't even get drowsy.
That's still a 14 plus 8 to hit.
A 14 plus 8.
Yeah.
All right, so you do manage to stick the dagger into one of its chitinous plates.
That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18 points of damage, and then as a bonus action, I'm climbing back down and hiding again.
Oh, you can just slide. You slide down. Your climb is basically just you preventing yourself from taking any falling damage.
Yeah. And that is that on the acrobatics. That is that is a 30.
Yeah. You don't notice it, but for everyone that remained above ground, there was this dagger that this just mysterious shadow that peeked up ever so quickly, and then from the shadow came this small object flying and glinting in the sunlight. Now that the sun is once again visible and the storm clouds have broken, and it's flying and it flies right past Varus into one of the shoulders of this creature and sticks deeply into the chitinous plating, and the blade is completely gone. All you see is the handle of this blade, and just blood squirts out quickly, and it actually collapses slightly onto its leg, and then it gets back up. And Robbie, with your wounds closing and some of your blood just crawling and being pulled back into your body as this healing energy flows through you. What does Ezrodane do?
Alright, so I'm still like right. I guess the thing turned around now, so I'm behind him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of. First of all, I'm laying prone, but my athlete feat says standing up only takes 5 feet of
Okay.
action. So I'm gonna just stand up and just kind of like swing down with my sword on his back.
Sure. This thing is actually bigger than you, though, still.
Yeah, am I still enlarged?
Yeah, you're still enlarged, and it's
Okay.
still bigger than
But
you.
it's still bigger than me.
Yes.
Alright, well I guess I'll not swing down, but the sword is coming down on it. Alright. That is a natural 20.
Go ahead, max your 2d6. That's 12 plus your strength, and roll an additional 2d6.
Alright.
And no, wait, 12, 16, because you're enlarged.
So do I max out the 1d4 for the
And
first
you
one?
roll an additional
And then-
d4.
Alright.
So you're rolling 2d6 plus 2d4 plus your strength plus 16.
Oh my gosh. This is great. So I take the 16 for the first one, and then add the 2d6, 1d4, and my strength modifier.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so that's 16. So that does 33.
Oh God, what a hit! What a hit! Oh wow. So your sword just sort of, as a matter of fact,
I pretty much damage it the exact same hit points that I have left now, so.
yeah, your sword cleaves off this. There was this massive, sort of tail. It wasn't very long. It's only about half the length of any one of its legs, but it's massive. It's almost as massive as one of his legs, and you just straight cleave it off, and it reels up on its hind legs, exposing the rest of its back to you, as it just lets out this massive in pain, and then it crashes to the floor, and the earth begins to shake. The earth begins to shake again, and both you and Varys are going to be allowed to take an opportunity attack as it begins to run away from you towards its sinkhole.
Do I get the opportunity attack and my extra attack since that is
No, it's not. It's you had your extra attack.
Yeah, I get an extra. I get 2 attacks if I use.
Okay, so roll your extra attack before it moves.
All right. That one is a 19.
It hits.
All right. That one hits for. That one does 5 damage.
Only 5?
Yep.
So yeah, this one, as it reeled up, and let out that massive roar of pain, your sword just, its back was exposed to you now cleanly, but you only managed to get a glancing blow on it.
Wait, 2d6 plus a d4 plus your strength is only 5?
Oh no, that would be 10 then.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to add the strength to that.
I have no idea what your strength is.
It's 20, and so modifier's 5.
Oh, 20 strength?
Yep.
Good God, no wonder you were... Okay. Good job. So now the two of you can do your opportunity attacks.
Alright.
I only rolled a 10, so I probably missed.
Yeah, you missed.
I get a 15.
You missed as well.
Okay.
So it starts running away, right? It starts just galloping after it lands on the floor, and the earth begins to shake. And as the earth shakes, Declan, you see some of the dirt loosen and start falling down some of the rocks, and then as you see just up into this light, right, the sun just gleaming, just illuminating the sky before you, and the sky is the only thing you can see currently. Then the sky is completely eclipsed by this massive form as it jumps down and dives into its sinkhole, trying to escape your allies. Do me a favor and roll a dexterity check, because there's no way a strength check can be applied here.
That's a 19 on the die.
No way. Okay, so you managed to get out of its way.
That's a +8 too.
Yeah.
So.
You managed to get out of its way, and you only take 14 points of damage as its body just sort of, the last legs as it dives into the ground. It dives into its sinkhole, and it almost seems to dive into the loosened earth. And as it's being just engulfed by the ground, the last few clawed talons just brush against you, and even that light brushing does 14 damage to your character.
Okay.
Yeah.
As it moves into my space before it gets into the sinkhole, wouldn't I get an opportunity attack?
Not as he moves into your space.
Okay.
It's as he leaves your space. And I was about to describe that next because as he's leaving your space, the sinkhole is beginning to fill in. So you can stay there and take your opportunity attack, or you can try to climb up as the sinkhole is filling in.
Oh, I can do both.
I'm
I
giving
have a
you the
bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Cutting action.
This is not your turn.
Oh, that's right. Crap.
I'm gonna leave and come back real
I
quick.
gotta leave.
My mic.
I'm not stupid. I'm scrambling up the hole.
So you scramble up the hole with your speed, but as you're scrambling, some of your speed is wasted because you're literally moving in place as the dirt is moving down before you. So the creature escapes. The rumbling of the floor begins to subside. The hole that you climbed out of is still a sinkhole. It's still a pretty massive sinkhole. It's only about 20 feet deep now, and all the rumbling of the ground is gone at this point. The skies are clear. The birds are actually, you can hear them in the distance now, just tweeting away without a care. All of your charges, the young men that haven't even had their first true adventure, haven't slain their first beast, are now just dead. Some of them are missing most of their parts. Their blood just decorating the field. Overturned earth everywhere. The house is just gone into this massive sinkhole in the distance. What are you gentlemen going to do now?
Oh, when Declan gets to the top of this thing, he's cussing and he's pissed off. Motherfucking son of a goddamn whore! I wanted to kill that little bitch.
Yeah, hiding in a tree doesn't really help with us, but yeah, I'd just kind of spit out blood and maybe a tooth or two and mud, everything, and then just kind of wipe my hand across my mouth. And
I
at this
just look
point,
at him now. You see why I was hiding in a tree.
I'm covered in blood and dirt and saliva, probably still.
I'll get to work cleaning off the people who don't want the blood and saliva and dirt on them with prestidigitation.
Yes.
I move my hand right above their arm, and as my hand goes down, everything above the hand where it was is all clean. And I'm going to continue concentrating on the spell, just in case. I'll let it run out. I won't end it prematurely. And I've got a healer's kit on me. If you need me to set your leg or something.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
His leg wasn't dislocated. It was just.
Oh, I know. I'm just being an ass. I'm trained. I'm proficient in the medicine skill, and I've got a healer's kit. And I didn't do anything to help the guy earlier.
So,
And what alignment is your character again?
Neutral.
Ah, okay.
so yeah. In the distance, if you ever bother to look, the corpses of the young men, your charges, basically your squires, they're starting to be have one by one just a small hump that you saw before. They start just circling around, pulling them down one by one.
The squires?
Yeah, the young men that were killed, their legs ripped off, limbs gone. It's being nipped at, and so they're being totally pulled down, leaving just the loose earth around them, soaked in blood.
They're the things are pulling him down. I'm going to walk around them, and I'm just getting close enough that I can, with sleight of hand, put alchemist fire vials in each of their pockets.
So roll me a flat d20, just to see if one of them manages to pop up, and you happen to have your hand where it can get it.
That's an 8.
An 8. Okay, yeah. Um, it happens to it does take the vial of alchemist fire, but as it does so, it bites down and may take your hand with it. So you just take 9 points of piercing damage as its teeth scrape away at your hand.
I'm stabbing this thing in the face.
How much damage does the alchemist fire do?
That's the reason I'm stabbing in the face, so I can get the fuck away.
So, but the alchemist fire, as it chomps down on your hand and the vial,
Oh,
takes
God.
9 points from it.
Oh, the alchemist
roll
fire
the
does a little
alchemist
bit of
fire.
damage.
Yeah. You have to let me know how much damage the alchemist fire does.
Looking that up now. I
Yeah.
took them, but I don't know how much damage they do.
So the rest of you guys are seeing this. He puts a few vials in one, and then walks to the remaining one. Reaches out his hand with a vial in it. With one vial or two?
One. I was only putting one in each pocket.
All right. So a single vial. He reaches out to sort of situate it, in the pockets of this corpse, and then as he's doing so, this maw jumps out, grabs the corpse, and grabs his hand. And then, flame ignites.
Which I am looking for. Okay, I know it's in here. Where the hell is it?
But I gotta look for it, dude.
Alchemist fire. This is sticky adhesive fluid that ignites in the air. As an action, you can throw this flask 20 feet shattering range, attack, roll, a creature or object. Treating the alchemist fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage. At the start of each of its turns.
Roll d4 fire damage. As this thing blows up in your hand, and your hand is inside of its mouth.
It's going to be 2.
It's gonna be 2, so take 2 more points of fire damage.
I'm still not dropped, so.
And this thing's mouth fills up with fire, and it actually, as you're pulling your hand away, it lets your hand go. It's actually just moving around, flopping on the floor, trying to get rid of this heat and this foreign feeling in its mouth.
Still going to stab it in the face.
Okay, so you guys see this? He's gonna stab it in the face.
And now I crit.
Okay.
Yeah, I crit. I don't even get a sneak attack.
So, you know what? Take it. It's fine. You could just describe how it dies.
So I pull a dagger from my belt and just basically stab it through the skull plate of this thing directly into its brain, twist it, and pull it out.
All right. So was that the same hand that was on fire?
No, that's the other hand.
Okay, that's the other hand. So, roll a d4 this round.
1.
Take 1 more point of fire damage. So you guys are seeing him wail, his hand came out, blood, and just some wisps of fire, liquid that's on fire, blood, and then saliva, and his hand is just burning up. And then he decides to pull from his belt yet another dagger, stab this thing in the eye, skewer it, twist it, pull it out. This thing's blood squirting all over him, and he's flailing around with his other hand on fire.
Yeah, I'm pulling off my cloak and wrapping it around my hand to put it out.
So this thing's lying dead with its mouth closed, mostly, and the fire is slowly dying out, but it's roasting the inside of its mouth. So you get this horrid, horrid stench of just old, rotting flesh burning away, and you can hear the crackling of its saliva as it's being evaporated under the heat of this flame.
And this is the big one?
No, this is one of the small ones that got away last time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm walking over to them as I'm unwrapping my hand now that it's put out. And so look at them. Which one of you has healing magic?
Take a point of damage. You're unwrapping a freshly burned wound.
Yeah, I know
So
that puts me down to like I'm not bloodied yet.
okay.
I
So for all you who watching, if this was 4th edition, he would still not be bloodied.
So, I kind of point to which
I'm
one
gonna
of you
walk
has
over
healing
and touch his hand with my wand twice, basically casting Cure Wounds and Healing Word at 2nd level.
You don't need to cast healing word. You could actually cast 2. You're out of combat, so you don't have to worry about it. You can give him 2 cures if you like.
Okay.
Ah, thank you,
All right.
thank you.
I'll kind of look over at him and be like, "You want to lend out a hand over here too?"
So yeah, you guys basically heal up. You're still, the most of you are beaten and bashed up and bruised up. Some of your wounds that were just giant, nasty gashes as these serrated blades for teeth tore deeply into your flesh. Now, with the magic, leaving only deep bruises. Are you returning to town?
I'm retrieving any daggers that I can actually get access to.
Sure, no problem.
I'm actually gonna go and pick up that chitlin plate that I knocked off in my wolf form, and I'm gonna
Okay.
take that back to town with me.
Okay, now. After the time expires and you revert back to your normal size, this chitinous plate is enormous. It's almost as big as a tower shield. Anybody else?
No, I'm gonna leave a
I'm gonna
drink.
make sure that anything of value. Oh no, the part got buried, didn't it?
Yes.
Well then,
Which
huzzah.
had all the rogue stuff in it.
Yeah, you just made that shit up anyway.
50 gold glass orbs gone.
Yeah.
Those
So
little orbs, right? Worth 50 gold each.
Well,
So-
even if it survived, I hit it with a lightning bolt, so it was either burned or blown up in the first place. So
No, I've got 24 more. It's fine.
so he's not. He's only on the cusp of poverty, but not quite there. But yeah, returning back to town, returning back to the mayor's house, he sees you back into his office after a minute. He delays initially. When you return to his office, his leather couches are now covered in cloth tarps. Welcome back, heroes. You look like you've encountered something.
What? No shit.
What seemed to happen? Is the problem taken care of?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there were
I'm
some giant creatures with mouths bigger than me, but I was able to summon these 2 huge creatures. One looked like a wolf, the other one looked like this guy here, just huge. And yeah, there were random arrows and daggers everywhere, but it was mostly me.
Wow, you are. Wow, quite the adventurer, quite the hero.
I just
Yeah.
look at him as I'm spinning a dagger between my fingers. Random arrows and daggers.
Yeah, totally. I mean, all I saw were the ones missed.
None missed.
So our community is safe now. We can rebuild. We can.
Oh no, the thing escaped.
Escape? I thought you just said it.
Do I look like I can burrow?
Burrow. What are we gonna?
Dig through the ground?
What was this creature?
You know, like fish swim in the sea. This thing swims in the land and then jumps out and tries to eat you.
That's
And it has puppies.
No, it can't be it.
Cool.
Okay,
Well, if
what
you
it's
think
actually called is a bullet, or bullet, some weird name. Just basically a land shark, okay?
And your character knows this.
I'm gonna take that plate. I'm gonna take that chitlin plate and just chuck it on his desk.
It just goes, boom. It's a large, heavy plate.
Oh,
It's
that one
looking-
came off. That came off the big one.
What is this? What do you mean came off the big one?
Still,
No. Tell me you're jesting. You're jesting, aren't you?
Yes. We're totally jesting.
yeah, this is my humorous face.
He's like,
Well, you told us to tell you we're jesting. Did it help?
do you think this problem can it be resolved?
I would suggest moving.
Moving might be a good idea. I mean, it could be resolved if you could keep the thing above ground long enough to kill it.
You hear him muttering to himself. I invested so much in this community.
Regardless, where's our money?
And he's like, money?
Yeah, as soon as he says that, I throw a dagger not at him, but near him. The dagger I'm spinning in my hand just flies out of it and slams into the wall behind him.
He jumps back. Fiends! Just fiends!
Money.
So yeah, apparently you're holding him up.
Here. Okay. If we're not going to get any money, we're going to take the desk.
Yes, I'll take the desk.
The desk was not the... No! Charles!
Another dagger.
Charles! Ah! He's going to bring you the money! Charles is going to bring you the money. Just please.
Use the chitinous
no.
plate to block the door.
You fiends. Lock the door. So, yeah, a minute or two passes by and you hear,
Who is it?
Mayor, not again. Come on, it's Charles. You were calling for me.
I'll open the door, but I'm hiding behind the door.
He's carrying a small chest and he's sort of squinting the other way. He's like, I'm not going to watch this time. Please don't make me watch again. But he's walking in gingerly, trying not to fall because he's got his eyes closed tightly shut and moved off to the side.
Okay, you can put the chest down and leave.
He's like, hearing a man's voice now that is obviously not the mayor's. He's just covering his face and his eyes, and he's just reaching out for the door and closing it behind him as he's walking away. And the mayor is just so fearful and dumbfounded at this time. He's just standing there with his mouth gaped open, tears starting to stream from his face, and he's like,
I just look at the mayor and kind of wink at him and smile. Somebody's been a naughty boy.
and with that, the scene fades to black. So, well done, gentlemen, and I use that term ever so loosely.
It was me. It was all me.
So yes, that has been the Sinkhole adventure played by these four wonderful, upstanding young gentlemen, these heroes and boons of righteousness and goodness, and adventurers extraordinaire. Once again, I'll let you go through, introduce yourselves, and plug any channels if you wish. Starting with Josh. Go right ahead.
Hey guys, I'm Josh from RDD20. Definitely, go check out me. Check out Nelson here, man. Infinite Roleplay. Like and subscribe. I hope I got his name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Go over to my channel, like and subscribe, and definitely check out the One Shot Tabletop RPG group on Facebook. Get in a game with either me or him or Juice or Ian or somebody. Somebody will get you in a fucking game. Roll some dice and have some fun.
My name is Chester, and I don't have a YouTube channel, but I will throw out a shout out to the RPG Brigade, which is also on Facebook. It's kind of like our, what would you guys say? It's like our sister group or something like that.
I've never heard of that.
Well, anyways, yeah, just throwing a shout out to them because that's basically how I got into the one shot group was through them. So
Cool. I'm Jim. I had a great time playing with you guys.
All right, I'm Robbie. I've played I think a couple games now with Nelson, both as DM and character. A lot of fun with him. He's a good guy. Knows what he's doing. Helps keep the rules in line. Everybody with that. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm Nelson. As you know, this is Infinite Roleplay. I hope you had a blast watching this. If you head over to Facebook, the groups are the YouTube RPG Brigade. That's where you master your meta. They're always talking about rules, ideas, role play. There's plenty of YouTube channels tied to the YouTube RPG Brigade. You can watch them talk about things, have their video replies, and if you'd like, do video replies of your own. This game in particular has been brought to you by the Tabletop One Shot group. Search it out. It's a blast. We play games daily. There's all sorts of games. There's 5th edition. I try to run some 13th Age. There's Numenera being run. There's Fate Core being run. Made the RPG, Itris Bay, Palladium games. And if you can't find it there, bring us the rules, and you're bound to find players. We get games daily, all day, every day, all over the world. So, come by and join us in the fun. Until then, peace.